Hey guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Julia. I'm a contemporary singing specialist based in Australia, and today I am reacting to Postmodern Jukebox performing the song Creep with vocalist Haley Reinhart. So without further ado, let's get into it.
When you were here before, you couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want the perfect body. Want a perfect soul. And I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. She knows what she's running out.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just want to keep watching, but I need to, before I forget it, before we dive on into this rest of what is, I'm sure is going to be an amazing performance, I have to just say a few things. Gosh, I'm sorry. I didn't know when to pause because I didn't know when would be a break. Okay. So, first things first, the husk in her sound, that sounds natural. It doesn't sound like something that she's putting on. Sometimes when people sing jazz, they put on a voice and they try to make it husky and sexy, and it sounds forced. It doesn't sound forced from her. That sounds like she might speak with some husk in her sound. Now, whether that's an indication that her vocal folds are swollen, I don't know. Maybe it's just her natural setup, because for some people, they do just have naturally husky voices. So natural husk in her singing. She's sitting in the feel really well. And when she goes up, the thing that grabbed me was when she went up for the word creep on a belt, because that E vowel is so open, and E is not an easy vowel to belt on. It's really not. E can get tight super quickly, and it doesn't get tight for her, which is awesome. The other thing I wanted to comment on is she is using a lot of vocal effects or extended singing techniques, if you will. So she's got a little bit of a pulse distortion coming through in some of the things that she's singing. So you're getting this distortion through the sound. I'll point it out when it shows up again, or Caption Julia will have pointed it out. There's distortion there. It's very deliberate. You can hear her switching it on and off. The other thing that she's using are growls. So growls are when the epiglottic fold is flapping around in your throat, and it gives you like that quality to your sound. So, she's got some growls going on in there as well, and she seems to be able to use them at will. Now, sometimes if you overuse the vocal effects, it can make you fatigued, but she's switching them on and off so quickly that I don't think it would be a problem for her, because if she needed to pull back, she could just pull back a little more. Anyway, the belt's super impressing me at the moment because it doesn't sound strained. The moment she goes to that belt, the vowel it opens up. Anyway, let's keep going now. So she's sitting well in the music. natural husk in the sound. Her belt is so good, really impressed with what she's doing with that eval, and she's using those vocal effects willingly, on and off, like she's got control of them.
What the hell am I doing?
Okay, so usually when people throw in a little bit of scat, you can tell that they're not comfortable scatting. Sometimes, unless they've actually done some jazz. So from that little section there, it sounds like she's either practiced that particular section a lot to the point where she's comfortable in the groove, or she's actually done some jazz before. Now, as a jazz singer, scat is one of those things where people are either they get comfortable with it and it's natural to just pop out all these different syllables in musical ways, or it's something that you need to work on. So that sounded super natural from her. So I strongly suspect she's actually done some jazz training, played with some jazz musicians, and that was great. Let's go back and listen to it again. Yes.
Whatever makes you happy, whatever you want, you're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special, but I'm a creep. Ooh, I said it, I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here?
Yes.
I don't belong. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? Oh yeah, oh no, I don't belong here. I don't belong here.
Oh, sweet, sweet Lord. Okay. Holy belty Batman. That is a lot of belting. She has so much stamina. That's insane. So, I mean, just let's revisit that extra long belt that she held, can we please? That's a long time to be holding a belt. And where is she holding it at? Ah! There it is. So that's a long time to be holding a belt, and she's on an A. Okay, so A is not particularly high for a belt, but then she does do like little runs upwards, and then she extends through her range. Just the variety she demonstrated, just super long belts for stamina. She used multiple different weightings in her voice in 2 different registers as well. She is a brilliant example of vocal effects. And even the fact that she's including things like blues growls and distortion in her belting to that degree. These are brilliant examples of how you can actually use that tastefully in a way that works. And also, little extra observation there for you. When she's putting that distortion in her belt, notice how it's present on certain vowels. Because certain vowels change the space, the setup in the back, which might lend our vocal folds more towards distortion than others. The higher you go, the moment you try to change that vowel, might introduce some distortion to the vocal folds. How much distortion and whether you can use it at will, that's a practice thing. So that was just a fantastic example of that. And I mean, that was great. That was great. There are things in there which if you were to use too frequently, they're not as efficient. So it's good to keep an eye on them and see how often you use them. But for this particular performance, it's like a once off. And she absolutely crushed it. There was one little section where she did some like, oh, like sounds like that. And I could see a little, I want to say a little, I felt it myself, like some sympathetic constriction going through the throat with some of her like, insert please caption, Julia. Thank you. Anyway, on top of that, there was one specific kind of vibrato that she used, which does tend to lean more towards that jazzy sound, which I mean makes sense. To be honest, if I was to go pure jazz, there were things she was doing in this that were definitely not what you would find in just the jazz vocalists themselves. You might use a little bit of it, but she really pumped up the effects, which tells me that she's drawing from more than just the jazz resource, if you will, her to run in there. So to me, it sounds like the sort of fusion that she's bringing into it is big band, jazz, soul, gospel, those kinds of connections. And then we have some of those runs coming in with just a sprinkle of that R&B whinge. So to me, I'm not even remotely surprised that she was able to sit in the feel of the music as easily as she did, because all of those things are musically connected in some way, even though they're not exactly the same. That was so cool. I loved the variety she introduced, loved how solid she was with the music elements, love to see her doing scatting for a little longer, because I suspect some jazz, I suspect the jazz experience in how she just delivered this. I suspect it's there. So please, in the comments, let me know. Let me know if there's another song that Haley sings that might demonstrate even more of those jazz flavors that she just freaking nails in this particular song. Arrangement-wise, I know that Postmodern Jukebox does more on like the jazzy classic style. To me, their arrangements do lean a little more towards the more dramatic. So I would probably pinch a bit more from the big band kind of style, but then you mix in a little bit of cabaret as well. So I get a little bit of sprinkle of lots of different things in this arrangement as well. But yeah, super fun. I love what Postmodern Jukebox do with tunes. They give us a different interpretation of a song that's typically fairly well known. Anyways, that is it for me today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed that one, because I certainly did. If you did, be sure to click that like button, hit the subscribe button, and put the bell notification on all to receive more videos just like this one when I do upload. As usual, I hope you're staying safe. I hope you are staying healthy, and I will see you next time. Bye.